Boy, if there was ever a wrestling show that was stuck on a permanent, persistent pendulum, try saying that a few times fast, this was certainly one of them. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dynamite from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Seriously, the show swung from here, over to here, and back again, sometimes multiple times in the same segment and match. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. But yes, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Just down the road is Stamford, Connecticut, and you have to wonder, what was Vince McMahon, what was his inner circle thinking? Well, I'm not so sure about the inner circle because Bruce Pritchard, Kevin Dunn, John Laurinaitis, and the various other people really haven't had a, positive professional wrestling, thought in a while because all they think of is doing the cartoonish bullshit. Vince McMahon himself has not really had a beneficial thought to professional wrestling in quite a few years, if his recent TV appearances have been any indication. But enough about dumping down WWE. Let's dump on some aspects of AEW, because really outside of MJF's promo, which was fucking incredible, boy, this show was a hodgepodge of just weirdness. It just really was odd. JR welcomes us, it's Wednesday night, you know what that means, and tag teams are already around the ring. It's like we're WrestleMania 14ing this goddamn bitch. If you know, you know. Tarzan Boy comes out, whoa, 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 boy, I'm so goddamn white. And they sit on the stage for all this. Man, Christian Cage has been so goddamn marginalized. Maybe he's happy being a manager. I don't know. Maybe he's secretly injured and they feel that this is the best way to use him. I'm not exactly sure. But it's a tag team battle royal. The winners go to Revolution to be part of the three-way. The winning team here gets to be one of the, teams in the three-way. What happened to the ranking system is my question. I'm not going to offer too much analysis on this match, but what happened to the ranking system? What is the point of having ranking systems if you're just going to say, okay, guys, let's give everybody an opportunity and everybody get in here? It's like that Harvey Birdman segment. Okay, so it's the Young Bucks, the Gun Club 2.0, Private Party, Santana and Ortiz. Boy, they already feel marginalized after that epic win over Jericho and Hager. Proud and Powerful beating Proud Boy Cowardful. And then we get FTR. Okay, cool. FTR is back on TBS. Almost said TNT because it's taking a bit to get used to the fact that wrestling is back on TBS. Red Dragon, Silver and Reynolds, Butcher and Blade, best friends. And I noted they have way too many people on the roster. I'm not for cutting people. You let the contracts run out, whatever you want to do, but they gotta trim down a bit. There's such a thing as having way too many people, and this is a problem for WCW. It was absolutely ridiculous. And some aspects of this episode reminded me of a late 99 episode of WCW, where like something good would stand out, and then everything else was a mess. So, it was a complete mess from the word go. There was action outside, inside, and everything. And look, I know that they were trying to tell some stories with Red Dragon and the Bucks and stuff like that. And people can like all that, stuff going on with the Elite. The Elite. You guys can like that. I don't. I don't find it interesting, even though I think that Kyle O'Reilly is quite good, and I recognize that the Bucks have put on some pretty good matches, and have praised those in the past. So the numbers start to dwindle and everything. Orange Cassidy at one point saves Trent because we need to have that bullshit comedy. The very, very one note on untuned piano. One member of 6 teams are left. Jackson, O'Reilly, Dax, and Silver then are suddenly left. And we get down to Fish has been eliminated, but Fish helps eliminate Dax a little bit later. Silver gets tossed, and then Matt gets tossed, and Kyle O'Reilly wins for Red Dragon. Oh no, the Bucks and Red Dragon are arguing and everything, because this is exactly what we need to see. People argue like high school boys, like in the locker room. Why the hell not do that? Why not just argue like a high school drama class instead? That's unfair, because there's actually an element of, of toughness, unlike the Bucks, who really don't seem like they're tough at all. So, here's Adam Page, Cowboy. That didn't really work at all. He wants to get revenge on Red Dragon because they jumped him recently, and then here's Cole. They're all about the ugh. So Silver attacks, and then we get a buckshot on O'Reilly, and then who's ready for story time with Adam Page, baby? This is probably one of Page's best promos, because even though they're involving him with, and I've written off Adam Cole as far as being taken seriously, because I know that they're going to tell the story, he came in resting on his laurels, and he just thought he could, be the big star, and that he had to get serious and everything. He still had a feud with Orange Cassidy that went on way too goddamn long, and it ended with him being hugged to death, falling off the stage. So I'm just saying that if I'm going to knock people in WWE for doing stupid shit, people in New Japan for doing stupid shit, and I'm going to knock AEW, I praise them when they do shit right. That was not right. What benefit is there for wrestling Orange Cassidy at this point? What is there? So he does talk about 2008, Cole becoming champion everywhere he went, and that, you know, there was he was walking towards, you know, that champion or whatever, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But there was a 6-foot hole that he didn't see, and he took one step too close to that hole, fell into that grave, and the better Adam won. And then he says he was left in that grave courtesy of a clean buckshot. Something like that. He used some good verbiage here. Adam Page delivered this well. I really hope that they can keep the interference down to a minimum. I'm afraid that they won't. Revolution is looking like a split card. The good to great stuff, I'm definitely interested in, and then there's some stuff, and more on that in a little bit, where I'm thinking there's going to be some messy shit on that card. So, that was really it right there. Here's MJF's promo. I'm not going to even try to encapsulate just how great this was. I'm going to go over a few lines. MJF absolutely nailed this. Fucking nailed this. This is one of the best moments of the year. One of the best moments of the year across all brands. Fucking incredible. He looked dejected. He talked about how meeting Punk changed his life because at 11 years old, he had a litany of learning disabilities, severe ADHD or ADD. I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, regardless, you're going to, if you have that kind of issue, that's going to affect you. That football was what he really enjoyed or whatever, and then he tried out for the football team, made it, and then he saw his teammates the next day, and he thought that, oh, they were going to be, you know, that, oh, he had finally made some friends. And then they had rolls of Coors and threw the rolls of Coors as hard as they could at him. And this is a line that MJF said, because MJF is Jewish. Just want to emphasize that. You know, pick them up, Jew boy. Or pick it up, Jew boy. Pick it up. Ooh. And, you know, I actually believe that's true. I actually do believe it. If it's not, he definitely convinced the audience it was true. But he cried when he got home and everything, but he was going to meet Punk and everything, and it changed his life. In 2013, he was getting older. He wanted to train to wrestle. He was studying tapes till his eyeballs bled. And then the next month, January 2014, you left me, you left us, you left all of this. And then he went to college and gave up on his dream. And then he saw Bryan and Punk and everything in a picture, and it just motivated him to succeed in spite of CM Punk, and now he is the best in the world and this kind of stuff, and he's all, he says, it's like, you can beat me with that collar, you can do all this, but you won't make me quit at Revolution. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Here's Punk, and he says, is this true? Is it all true? And MJF says it's true, and he leaves. Now, obviously, this is going to end up being something where we're going to have one final thing, and MJF's going to be standing tall over Punk next week to lead into Revolution. But holy shit, that was a great goddamn promo. They had a bullshit battle royal that had stuff that not a lot of people really care about, with Red Dragon and the Bucks. Some people do, some people don't. Brilliant promo by MJF. And then we have 2.0 and Garcia talking about Daniel Bryan. And there we go. Okay, so fine, whatever. It's going to hype for the main event because it's Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson also did knock, he did knock the fact that a little bit earlier, I skipped over that because I wanted to get to the MJF promo, that Garcia doesn't need to be with 2.0. He needs to be training with him and Moxley. And then, all hail the kings of the Black Throne. Malachi and Brody King make their entrance. And, okay, the crowd liked it. Here's a new entrance for Pac, or a new theme for Pac. And then more lights out. JR was taking a piss out of this whole goddamn thing because lights were going out a lot. It's not Penta Azul, it's Penta Oscuro. So, why was Alex Abrahantes dressed like Brain Guy from Mystery Science Theater 3000? If you know, you know. So, Penta comes out of a tomb, or from behind a tombstone, has a shovel for some reason. I like Penta. I actually met Penta about 3 years ago at a show. Nice guy, and very talented. This ended up being some of the goofiest shit I've seen. This was like the graveyard match in WCW between Vampiro and the Demon. And then we get smoke machines. Smoke machines are coming out from the side and everything to make it because it's a dark, mysterious character for Penta. And what followed is one of the messiest tag matches that I've seen on the cable broadcast. This is, given the talent involved, and I like Pac, and I like Penta, and I like Malachi, almost said Alistair, sorry, taking a bit, and Brody King. I like these guys. Alex is a great mouthpiece for Penta, even though Penta can speak some English. But am I supposed to be filled with laughter to the point I can't take this seriously is what I wrote down, because this was goofy. Ridiculous. Why does he have a shovel? Who is he going to bury? Is he going to hit somebody with it? Is he going to hit a fan with it if he doesn't like it? Is he going to say, hey, Alex, tell us what the shovel says? Shovel says? It's stupid. We get a whole bunch of bullshit and everything, and a bunch of dark stuff and spoopy stuff. And then Penta stops Malachi from Spain as miss, so he starts a choke on it, I think legitimately. And then we get the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise roll-up, 1, 2, 3. Malachi gets pinned with a roll-up. Brody attacks. While Malachi goes and clears out his mouth by using a bottle of water, he has the shovel, throws the shovel in, and then he's going to put Brody's going to put the shovel over his head. He's going to decapitate a man on live TV. And more lights go out. And JR's like, lights on, lights off, lights on, lights off. What the hell's going on here? JR taking the piss out of this, as he should, because it was stupid. And suddenly the lights come back on. Buddy Matthews, almost said Buddy Matthews, who looks like he's been living inside a gym for the last 6 months. Not that he wasn't in incredible shape before, but good Lord. He shows up. He's in the House of Black, I guess, apparently. Even though they're already, because he looked like he might be, side with Penta and Pac, and then he attacked them, but then he seemed like he was unsure that he wanted to do what Malachi was saying, so they're already teasing tension with a guy that literally joined just a minute ago. Tony, get off the Herb Abrams diet and actually figure out what the hell you're doing. God damn it, this was stupid. And I like these guys. And I hope Buddy does well. Buddy got signed. But I just said they signed too many goddamn people. They're going to have to just quietly let some contracts expire and just not renew them. And god damn it. Lights out and everybody's gone. And Penta checks on Pac. And good Lord. We had a card rundown for the rest of the show. We're an hour into the goddamn show. MJF's promo was the only highlight of that hour. Britt Rosa package are going to have a contract signing on Rampage. More Rosa on my Thunder Rosa on my television, please. And Eddie Kingston gets a big pop. Let's hear it for the Judas. One half of Proud Boy Cowardful. Eddie and Jericho have a face-to-face. Look, Jericho did better here than he has done in some face-to-face, like promo stuff. There's security there, and Kingston even mocks him at one point, just standing there like this. What is this? What is this? He does say, this is a wrestling company, not a sports entertainment company. If you want that, go down the road. Because they're in Stamford. And Jericho, he doesn't have it anymore, but he did get in a few good lines talking about Eddie being a failure and his uncle and father being a failure and stuff like that. Sure, it was cheap, but since Jericho's a de facto heel, since Eddie's obviously the babyface, it makes sense. Eddie even says, I don't leech off of people like you do, which is true, because that's all Jericho can do, because Jericho really can't do anything anymore. And you've got the match on January 6th. If you beat me, I will shake your hand. I will show you respect. But you can't win the big one. And then Eddie said, don't give me Mimosa Jericho. Don't give me the Jericho that was doing the comedy. Give me the Jericho that was the AEW World Champion that earned the respect of Tenryu and War, that took over WCW, all that, Good. I did like how Jericho did say, well, after I saw you in that match with what's his name, referring to Cody, but they can't refer to him by name, apparently. That name, you just can't say it. Because Cody and Brandy decided to take the roads previously traveled. He's taking credit for like, oh, I saw the big potential in you, Eddie, and everything. Because, of course, Jericho's going to take that. Eddie does finish off with, give me that person that your friend Loveback hated. And Jericho told him, you can't win the big one, but you got your match. Okay, not the worst thing in the world. Certainly wasn't MJF's promo, but it was fine. And then the AHFO, why are they always discussing business and conducting business in a stairwell? Do they literally not have an office? Can Jose not book them somewhere? Why are they in a stairwell where everything can echo and people can literally hear all this stuff going on? Matt says, hey, how about we have Andrade, you're going to beat Sammy on Friday for the TNT Championship, not on TBS, at least they're defending it on TNT. How about we have a Tornadoes Trios match at Revolution? It's going to be Matt, Andrade, and Isaiah Cassidy against Darby, Sting, and Sammy. Okay. Matt can't go in the ring anymore. Why the fuck is this happening? Hey, Colt Cabana still exists is what I noticed because he came out with the Dark Order. I actually forgot that Colt Cabana was still in the company. That's not knocking him, I just forgot. Speaking of the Dark Order, here's 10. 10 has an impressive look. 10 would be better without the mask, and the Dark Order gimmick is not good. It's not. I'm sorry. I know why it's still around. It's just not good. So he took on Ricky Starks in the qualifier match. Taz joins commentary of his power versus strength, and 10 hits some impressive moves. Because 10 has a good look and can do some stuff. Starks is clearly the star here. The Starks, as it were. And counters the full Nelson by twisting the mask and hitting a spear 1, 2, 3. Okay. So Starks is in there. So he's the smallest guy in the goddamn thing. Until, I imagine, Rampage. So the Cutler came with more Bucks Red Coal Dragon bullshit. I don't care. I don't care whose side who is on. I don't care. So Jade took on the Bunny in a TBS championship match. And it's pretty bad when the Bunny is the better worker of the two. And no, this match was not good. Because Jade is light years, away from being any good in the ring and being able to carry a match. She has the look. She can hit a good pump kick. People say she can hit the poses. She can do that kind of stuff. Congratulations. So could Goldberg. Goldberg could have better matches. Anyway, so they have Matt and Sterling out there. Matt passes the Nux to the Bunny. Almost said the Bucks to the Nunny. And then Mark passes the TBS title to Jade. And Jade stops the Nux with the title belt while Aubrey, and I love Aubrey, but she's being distracted for about 15 years right there. And she's one of the best referees, not named Red Shoes, in the business today. Like, as far as on a national scale. I love the people I've met that are referees on the Indies. They do great work. But Aubrey and Red Shoes are my favorite referees, but god damn it. Jaded for 3 after both people get kicked out. This was the lone thing they did with the women besides the Britt Rosa pre-tape, by the way. They gave Jade, at least they didn't have it go as long as the Jade AQA match, even though, and thank you very much for somebody telling me that AQA was Zeta Ramir in her brief run in NXT, because I had no idea. So Shivani's interrupted by Jade. Who's next? Wait, who's left? God. Here's Ty, the Brazilian homewrecker. And she says she's the one. But then the Bunny tries to attack Ty. Ty lays her out with the Ty KO, and then Jade hits a pump kick. Anna Jay arrives a moment too late, several moments too late. Ty versus Jade on Revolution. Well, Ty versus Britt wasn't exactly great, and I don't expect this is going to be fantastic. Because there's only so much you can do with somebody that literally looks like an ostrich on ice. So Marvez talks to Keith Lee. Starks interrupts immediately and tells him to stay in his lane. Oh. So Rampage is going to be Orange Cassidy and Anthony Bowens, which means Orange Cassidy is probably going to be involved in the Money in the Bank. And the Face of the Revolution qualifier, which means I'm going to hate it. Because I don't like seeing Orange Cassidy get these opportunities. I don't care if he can actually work. The gimmick is dumb. Serena's Young Girl Challenge, a.k.a. Serena Skrull, doing what Marty wants to do, but can't because he's legally not allowed to be within 1,000 yards of a fucking school because Marty Skrull's a piece of shit. And then we get Britt and Rosa doing a contract signing and Sammy versus Andrade for the TNT Championship. Okay, this does not sound like a landmark Rampage show. So, Dynamite has a Casino Tag Team Battle Royal for another shot, or the final spot in the 3-way at Revolution. Paige, Silver, and Reynolds against Cole and Red Dragon. Reynolds is probably taking the pin. Revolution card rundown. Double or Nothing, back-to-back-to-back from May 25th. the 27th for Rampage, and then the pay-per-view, which I think is on the 29th. I think it's on the 29th. It might be on the 28th. I'm not exactly sure. Daniel Garcia took on Bryan Danielson in a very good, short but good technical match with some good strikes and everything. I did like how Daniel Garcia targeted what looked like to be the flying tackle by Bryan by targeting the knee and beating on the knee and everything. Bryan comes back and eventually gets the triangle on him for the win. And then 2.0 attacks after Bryan had praised Daniel. And then here's Moxley running through the crowd. 2.0, even though knowing that Moxley has to enter through the crowd, stops their beatdown. You could have beaten Bryan down a little bit more. You could have gotten a goddamn drink from concessions by the time Moxley got to... And I like Moxley, don't get me wrong. I love hearing Wild Thing. You make her tart sing. But come on. You could have stopped. You could have kept the beatdown going. And then they stare down. Bryan had a chair that he got from Daniel Garcia, and he says, I don't need this to make people bleed. And you've got your match or whatever, but don't be surprised at Revolution if you're the only one bleeding. So again, there were things that worked, and then things that just ultimately got immediately nullified. This was not one of the better episodes of Dynamite, in my opinion. I hope the Revolution's going to be good, because we literally have 2 more Rampages, 1 more Dynamite. Also, I'm not going to review Dark and Dark Elevation anymore, and I will mention that in future reviews, just in case anybody's wondering. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.